This is Lewis Hart for the Ring Magazine. Delighted to be joined with a Ring Magazine champion himself, Ricky Hatton, here in London, ahead of obviously Chloe Watson taking on Jasmina Zapatoshna this weekend. Ricky, good to see you. How's things?
Yeah, I'm great. Looking forward to Saturday. It's a great stage for Chloe to box on. She's not had a lot of luck lately with fights being cancelled and postponed and opponents getting beaten and stuff like that. But she stayed in the gym. She's very dedicated. She's improved, and I think she's been rewarded for how hard she's worked by getting a shot on such a fantastic card.
As I said, yeah, obviously it's been a frustrating time for Chloe, dealing with injuries, inactivity. For someone like her, when she's on the verge of big fights, how important is it? How do you navigate her through a difficult time before, as you say, the good of the big fights around the corner? Yeah,
I think they're all part of being a good coach. It's not just the advice you give in the four walls of the gym, it's the advice that you give outside the four walls of the gym. And she won the European title after just 6 fights. You think her career's going to kick on, and she's had a 6th rounder in 13 months. So it's been very, very hard for me. And Blaine Eunice, my coach who works with me in the gym to try and keep her motivated, to keep her head up. Yeah. And not only has she kept motivated, kept her head up, she's been in the gym, she's been sparring, she's improved. She might not have got the rounds in the ring, but she's most definitely kept up the rounds in the gym, and she's improved. And I think she's got just rewards by staying dedicated and staying at it by getting a shot on this show. Yeah,
and I guess for yourself, you've been with Chloe for some time, I guess most of her career. To see the position that she's in now, to be sort of just touching world title, it must be really exciting to know that all the work is paying off, as you say.
I think to be honest with you, Natasha Jonas, and Price, they're the benchmarks. I said use them as your inspiration, to get to where you get, because you've come through the GB squad like these. You become a European champion after just 6 fights. Yeah. What does that tell you? Do you know what I mean? And you deserve this, so you should look at them and say, listen, take on board what they've done and what they've achieved, and say that's what I want to be. And I think I think this stage is made for her. I think this is where she deserves to be.
Yeah. I did want to ask you, Ricky, as well, being for yourself for so many years, being a pivotal part of Mancunian boxing and sort of spearheading an era. It seems like now that there's a new era coming through. You've got great guys like Pat Brown, obviously Jack Catterall suffered the defeat, and many young talents coming through. From your point, still being involved in everything to do with Mancunian boxing, what position do you think it is now, as I say, with the young talent that's coming through?
I just said it, for as long as I care to remember. You know what I mean? Just reach for the scars. Don't let anyone tell you can't do something. You know what I mean? All these people, all these kids that have come through, your Jack Catteralls, the youngsters that are coming through now, they've come from the same place as I've come. Boxers don't come from Cambridge or Oxford. Yeah. We come from council estates, which is where I've come from. And if I've come from it and I can do it, you can do it. And that's and I think that's the truest thing. Yeah. You can say, like I say to Chloe, I said, listen, make sure this is where you want to be. Believe it, because look, they were probably where you were. They thought, I'll never get to there. Yeah. Look, you're nearly there now. You've got to use them as your example.
Yeah, absolutely. And before I do let you go, Ricky, did want to ask you about obviously a massive fight that's happening on the 26th of April. Chris Eubank Jr takes on Conor Benn. Obviously Conor Benn making a massive jump up in weight. But I guess we're about sort of 6 or 7 weeks out from the fight. What's your take on it before they do end off?
It's heating up nice, isn't it? There's a little bit of needle there that we wouldn't expect any different. But I think it's fair play to Conor for taking on what he's got. I don't think Conor has boxed anyone at Eubank's level or anywhere of the people that beat Eubank. Yeah. I don't think that at his own weight, let alone 2 weights above. Yeah,
of course.
So you've got to say absolutely, hey, that's a Benn for you. Yeah. Fair play. But the one thing, so you look at it, everything seems stacked against Conor. If you look at that, but I've known his dad and I've known Conor for a number of years now. The determination and the desire that Conor has, whether he gets to the levels his dad got, but his desire and heart is every bit like his dad's. Trust me, this kid will not be denied. And I know he's got a lot to ask. He's got a long way to do, a big job on his hands. But I would not be surprised if he did it. Well, whatever way it goes, it wouldn't surprise me. But everyone's thinking, well, switching towards Eubank, don't write this kid off. I'm telling you what, the determination, desire he's got is unbelievable.
Yeah. Do you think emotions could be a negative for Conor? You know, he's an emotional guy. His dad, they're both aggressive guys. When you look at the build-up with the slap and everything like that, could that be a bit of a downfall for Conor? Do you think, or does it work in a positive?
A little bit, but that's up to to Tony. He's got a good trainer in his corner, Tony Sims. You know, he's a dad with a wealth of experience at the very, very top level. It's for them to get in his ear and say, listen, you know, channel that aggression. You know what I mean? Yeah. Take all that aggression, but channel it. Yeah. That's the thing. You know what I mean? There's no point being dead aggressive. You know, if you're like a chicken with no head, so to speak. You know what I mean? It's you know, if as long as you go and channel it, it could work for him. And it's up to Conor and the people around him to make sure he does it that way. Yeah.
What did you make of the egg slap when you first saw it?
I thought it was disrespectful. It's something I'd most never done. I'm not going to lie, I did laugh a little bit at it, to be honest with you. You know, because I mean, it's
crazy.
That's my type of sense of humour. But I wouldn't have done it. You know, it was a little bit disrespectful. But you know, Conor, you know, it depends who's going to take that incident and use it to the benefit. If Conor's head falls off, Eubank's won. But if he turns around and says, "Oh, I'll show you," and keeps cool and keeps calm, then it's backfired on him. So it is. Listen, you know, in my day, in Chris Eubank Senior's day and Nigel's day, no one would have tossed an egg, nobody had flipped a table up, nobody had been, you know. But it's the norm now. So when stuff like that happens, I just take it with a pinch of salt. It's at the end of the day, them two are going to get in the ring, and it's who can channel that aggression and that, you know, that feud that they have, the family feud, and put it into the right perspective, back in the right areas.
Yeah, as I say, it will definitely be an interesting one. I'm sure the build-up isn't done yet. Ricky, pleasure to speak to you. Really appreciate it. Yeah, all the best for Friday night, mate.
All the best, no problem.